Hi, everyone. I just thought I'll tell you guys, I was kind of stressing out over my greeting. I was thinking, should I do a South Auckland one and be like, what's up, Al? Or, should I be like, hey? But I thought I'd just say hello. So hello, everybody. It's such an honor and a privilege to be here today. Thank you so much for having me. So my name is Gustavia Lui. I was born in Wellington, but I was raised in South Auckland. So I've been here for a very, very, very long time. I have 3 young children, and yeah. Oh, and I'm married, of course. Nearly forgot that, but no, I'm married. Been married for 10 years coming up June, but today I'm just going to talk to you about my journey. So I started a company called Staavias. If you're wondering where the name came from, Staavias. Yeah. And so it's a footwear brand, and it's a high-end footwear brand that caters to women like myself who have large, wide feet. Yeah. So I'll just give you a bit of background about myself so you can kind of get a little picture of how this all started. I grew up in Takanini, just out here past Manurewa. I lived with my mum and my dad. I'm Samoan, so my mum's Samoan and my biological father is Tuvaluan. I was raised on my Samoan side. I have 5 brothers and 1 sister on my Samoan side. And my other side, I have 4 brothers and another sister. So altogether, I have heaps of brothers and 2 sisters. So growing up in Takanini, I went to primary school at the age of 7. We had a bit of issues at home. Don't take this the bad way. It's like South Auckland issues that we grew up with. At the age of about 7, I was uplifted from my home by SIFs and put into the care of family. I kept getting hidings back then, but what happened from that is that I went from home to home, school to school, and I became really unsettled as a young child. By the age of, I think, 13, so I went to James Cook High School here in Manurewa. 3rd form, 5th form, after term 1, I thought to myself, I'm quite brainy, and I don't need to go to school anymore. So I went home, and I told my mum. By then, we had moved back home, so I left home at around 7, and we went back home when I was about 14, 15. So I went back home, and I said, oh, Mum, I'm not going to go to school tomorrow. And she's like, why? I'm like, well, I just feel like I'm just a bit too brainy for school. So I dropped out. 15, at 16, I became pregnant with my eldest son. And 17, I had him. 19, I got married, and around about 18, I started working at Work and Income here in Manurewa. Back then, that was actually a dream of mine. So my dream was to be a case manager in Manurewa. I went there this other day, and they look quite, high up there. So I thought, oh yeah, I want to be one of them. So I got in, and after 9 years, I finally left. Now, the reason I started this business was because I have big feet. And I hate it when I say that because everyone then looks at my feet. So maybe I'll stand like this so you can get a good look. No, just kidding. Anyway, so I have big feet. And obviously I worked in an office and we have to look good. And I was quite young. And so, when you're young, you kind of want to look good. You don't want to look like a nanny and you go to work and you wear nice clothes, but you wear nanny-looking shoes. So I thought, I really want to, find some shoes, but I didn't actually think about it in terms of a business. So in 2011, I did a money management class with Anita, and through this class, the idea of business came up. Oh my gosh, I can't see. Oh, there. So through this class, the idea of business came up, and I thought to myself, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open a shop and bring in some big shoes from overseas and sell it. That's what I'm going to do. But I started researching this idea and I was really firm on it, and that was 2012. 2013, I decided to go to Vegas, and in Vegas, I attended a trade show. And while I was there, I talked to some really big guys. I talked to the guys that run the Kardashian label. I talked to the CEO of Zappos, and everyone kept telling me to do my own brand. While I was there, I went around. There was about 3,500 retailers, factories, manufacturers there, and not one of them had big shoes. And so I left, and I thought to myself, oh, you know, someone bought the idea of branding, doing my own brand, and I thought, oh, yeah, okay. So I came back to New Zealand. I went back, and I went to New York this time. And in New York, I did my own. I did a pair of shoes, made it from scratch, literally, like I drawed it and everything. And it was here that I decided, when I went for a walk in the streets, and everywhere I looked, there were brands, and I thought, oh, I think I'll start a brand. Yeah, I will start a brand. And I thought, oh, it would be so cool if my brand was in these shops. And so I left New York, and I decided that at that time, I decided that I was going to do a brand. And so Staavias was born. And after that, I went to China a few times to find suppliers. In the end, it worked out, and last year in January, we launched our brand online. And so, but during this time of starting the business, it wasn't really like as easy and as smooth as I've kind of made it out to sound. There was no funding available, so my husband and I, we worked full-time. We both worked full-time. We put money aside. You know, I scabbed off all my siblings and my friends and tried to hustle off anybody that I knew to try and get some money just to get these shoes up and running. And in the end, I was quite amazed at myself, to be honest. Oh, well done, kind of thing, you know. When I made my first sale, oh my gosh, I started crying. But while I was trying to get this business up and running, there were so many challenges that came up. And there were so many times where I thought, oh, you know, do I really want to be stressing out? Or, you know, I could be in a job where I'll be like getting my $2,000 a fortnight, you know, and live a comfortable life. But I just told myself, and I thought that I'm quite bigger than that. You know, like there's more out there. And it really kept me going. And despite all of that, 2016 was our first year of business, and everybody says the first year of business is a really, really hard year. 2016, there were days we had no food, we had no money, and, you know, I walk out of the house all dressed up, and I'm like, hey, and, you know, no one knows that I got no food at home, you know, this sort of thing. And this is all part of the business and learning. It wasn't that I was trying to be fake or anything, but it's about remaining positive and keeping your eye on the goal. And so I told a story, just an example. There was a Sunday where we had absolutely nothing, no food. We had a little bit of petrol, and we had no money. And I said to my husband, he said, oh, what are we going to have for lunch today? And I said, oh, don't worry, we'll figure it out. Don't worry, let's go. We'll go to church. So we went to church, and I tried my best to not worry about what was at home. And during church, I had a lot of missed calls from one of my good friends. So I called her after church, and I was like, I'm at church. And she said, oh, okay, I'll wait for you. And we get home, and she's parked outside our house. I walk outside, and I'm like, are you all right? And she said, oh, you know, I've been doing some OT, so I thought I'll come and drop this off to you because I had a little bit of money. And she gives me this $150 New World voucher. And I thought, oh, thank you, Lord. I was like, oh, thank you. You know, you didn't have to. But, you know, I was hungry. But I'm like, oh, you didn't have to. And so as soon as she left, I was like, come on, kids, let's go. We're going to New World. Get us some food. But it's just things like this that, as a business owner, this is the kind of journey that I've had. I haven't had lots of money as people perceive. You know, people look at me, they think, oh, she owns a business and her shoes are quite expensive, and, oh, she must be rolling in money. I still eat canned food, you know, I'm still a normal person, and I really enjoy this business journey. There's a lot of struggles in that, but I guess you have to be focused on the goal. One of the biggest words for me is perseverance. It doesn't matter what comes at me, I'm still focused on my goal, and I've sort of raised my children to be like that too, so I can't quit halfway because then my children would be like, oh, okay, so it's all right to quit. So part of being a businesswoman is that I'm also a role model to my children and a lot of youth. I mean, I'm part of a church group, and we have youth and young people who look up to me, and that's a lot of pressure, you know. But it's something that comes with the territory, and it's something they do, and I quite enjoy it. So I found that when I was overseas, obviously you meet a lot of different people. I've met random ethnicities in Asia and in US, and I can honestly say that there is no one or no people as cool as us here in South Auckland. We're very, oh my God, we're very talented in South Auckland. You know, we're quite friendly, very talented, we're genuine people, and so I really want to push it out there to everyone in South Auckland, especially our young ones, that it's really hard. Business is hard, and chasing any dream is hard. You know, I used to think, oh my gosh, Beyonce and them are so lucky. They've got heaps of money. They're able to do this and that. But as business started growing and as I started getting more into business, I realized that it's actually just hard work. There's no other way to succeed, just hard work. And so even though I dislike working sometimes, I have to do it. I mean, if I want to eat, you know, if I want to eat something nice and not eat like tuna today, then obviously I'm going to work. And that's how it works. So, yeah, so that's what I want to leave with you guys. Success is achievable. Whatever you can think, you can achieve. And I just want to leave that with you today. Chase your dreams. Dream big with South Auckland, man. Gotta, you know. And so, yeah. But thank you, guys. Thank you for the opportunity.